Hello and welcome back to Clownfish TV. It is me, Geeky Sparkles, and it is just me today because Kneon is elsewhere. But we're going to talk about some announcements from Disney. And it's funny because they're doing the South by Southwest. So they had a panel like 12:30 Eastern about, the storytelling Disney. And they were using it to promote upcoming, changes to the parks. They're trying to make people like the changes that they aren't liking. Let's put it that way. And a couple of these things, I'm just like, what are you thinking? Like, seriously, what are you thinking? I have no idea. I mean, one thing that they talked about, I actually think is pretty cool, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But, when it comes to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, and when it comes to the new the off-road ride with cars, I have some comments. So, before we get into it, please like and subscribe. If you do, I will give you a woohoo, and we're going to talk about this. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the one that I was like, what? What are you doing? The first thing they did when they were coming out, they talked about Star Wars, because they got this amazing franchise, Star Wars. They didn't mention that they killed the franchise. You literally had the golden goose and you choked it out. They aren't talking about that. No, they have a really good idea, guys. So when it comes to Galaxy's Edge, they need more characters that people want. So instead of going with the sequel trilogy stuff, and they're going to go with more Mando, more Mandalorian and Grogu, because they have the movie coming out and they want to make sure they synergize the shit out of everything. So they're talking about the Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. It was already weird that the Millennium Falcon was, good at Hondos and, you were able to fly it, but like Han and Chewie can show up if you get that one Easter egg. But it's basically, there's no Han and Chewie. It was basically stuck there in Galaxy's Edge so that they could use it for their iconic something for their new sequel trilogy bull stuff. Now they're going to put Mando and Grogu in instead because that makes so much more sense. Right? We could put Han and Chewie in it, which people would love. You could probably de-age, Harrison Ford or take footage you already have or whatever. We can put Han and Chewie in, but no, guys, we can't do that. We're going to now put Mando and Grogu in the Millennium Falcon instead, and that's going to be your new mission. And the places they're going are all original trilogy. They're going to original trilogy places. So in your new adventure with Mando and Grogu, because they probably just want they just want you to fly with Baby Yoda. They're going to go to Cloud City, right? Because that makes sense. They're going to go to Cloud City. They're also going to go to Tatooine and with the Sandcrawler Jawas, because that one kind of makes sense because they do have that. They did put that in the Mandalorian, so they're going to go there. But they're also going to go to the wreckage of the second Death Star above Endor. This is what they're doing. And then I'm just sitting here like, this is what your plan is. I mean, yeah, Mandalorian and Grogu was probably better, than nothing. But I'm just like, people want to go in the Falcon. They're not associating the Falcon with the flippin' Mandalorian. What the heck are you doing? It makes no sense at all. You just wanted an easy, quick way to shove the Mandalorian into Galaxy's Edge, okay? But that's not all. But wait, there's more. So now they got these bots. I've heard they're called BDX droids, right? And they put them in the Mandalorian before because, again, synergy. We have to synergize everything. They put them in the Mandalorian before. Well, now they're gonna be at Disneyland and Disney World, and I think Disneyland Paris and stuff. That they're gonna walk around the parks. So remember when they promised that there was gonna be interactive stuff like droids walking around the parks? Well, now they're going to do it. But these are droids that are going to be in the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, and we're in the Mandalorian show because you can't have droids like R2-D2. Or something like that you want to see, No, you have to have these new droids that they develop because they're in their new shows and they want to push their stuff to the forefront. I'm like, you can't make this crap up. And I mean, they're cute, and I guess it's better than nothing. And they did a little video talking about how they went about making these droids and how they trained them and everything else. And they're really cute. I'm not going to say they're not. But I'm just like, you're doing it now because Epic Universe is coming. And Epic Universe, How to Train Your Dragon Land, is going to have, dragons flying overhead. And they have interactive dragon puppets that are going to be interacting with the crowd. So Disney's now like, oh, crap, we got to do something. Let's do one of the things that we promised early on. And we're going to give them this droid walking around the park. So that was their first, okay, what the flip, that was the biggest what the flip are you doing? And then they talked about the new Cars ride, guys. And for the Cars ride, they're going to have new characters, right? First of all, Cars, the franchise itself, I mean, other than selling some merch here and there, it isn't a big deal anymore. No one really cares. Like, it's bottom of the barrel at this point. I mean, I wouldn't say it's bottom of the barrel was like Strange World, but or Lightyear, but it's definitely, down there. And they're deciding that they're gonna do a Cars ride, but we're gonna have new cars in the Cars ride, brand new characters that nobody knows, because that worked out so well for Batuu and other places, with these new characters that you're gonna just shove on people and say, here you go, that no one's gonna relate to. So they're talking about how they did this research and development. We saw the videos before where they were doing they were riding in the vehicles, off road in Arizona. I guess they had a motocross group make them up a little track they could practice on so they could get data for this new ride. They're going to take out Rivers of America. And I mean, again, I get taking part of it. I get taking Tom Sawyer Island because really people don't go there that much. So I understand where you're coming from. But there's no reason you need to take out the entire Rivers of America. You could have left some, especially in front of the Haunted Mansion by Liberty Square. You didn't need it to be completely removed because it's going to look really bad when there's no waterway and all you see is a dirty racetrack in front of the Haunted Mansion. And I would argue the cars don't belong there to begin with. But, I don't think that the Speedway belongs in Tomorrowland either. And you already have a Speedway, so why do you need both? Couldn't you just replace the Speedway with this? Or something, some version of this that would have made more sense. But no, we're going to take out the Rivers of America, even though a lot of people are upset about it. A lot of people are up in arms. I know that Josh Harris said that there are Imagineers that are very upset. They're not happy about it. So they're going to do this, but they're developing their own vehicles for this, which is kind of cool that they're going to develop their own cars, but they're making new ones for the ride. And I'm like, and each car is going to have a new personality and a race number. People are going to be like, I wanted to ride Lightning McQueen, Ka-chow, not, Wish.com. This is just, you do you, boo. I mean, I don't know what else to tell them. They just keep just crapping out one thing after another. I think they're desperate and they're just desperately trying to look like they're doing something because Epic Universe is coming and they're panicking. But this ain't it. Especially, I mean, if you're going to do it, at least put cars from the movie as what you're riding in. I think they're going to be around different, it's going to be kind of like the Disneyland one. They had a scene where they have Mater and Lightning McQueen talking in a microphone, announcing stuff as the cars are going by. And I guess that's kind of like the Cars Land attraction. But it's just, whatever. Good luck to you. Good luck. I just don't think it's going to look good where you're trying to put it. I think it's a bad idea to take over Rivers of America the whole way. A lot of people do. They're going to do it no matter what anybody says. I'm sure they're going to do it because they decided and they don't care. They'll find a way to push it through. They are doubling, tripling down on it. They just talked about it today at the new convention. I don't think they're going to walk it back, but that's what you're going to expect. These are the new car characters, that we're going to have to deal with when you ride these rides. So that one, I was like, but at least, I mean, I get it more than I get putting Mando in the Falcon ride. But the one thing that was kind of cool, I will say, is the Monsters, Inc. coaster. Now, again, a lot of people are upset about the Monsters, Inc. coaster going into the Muppets Courtyard. I get it. I, too, don't like this too much. I think that it's really sad because Muppet Vision was the last thing Jim Henson worked on. But the flip side of it is this. It's always empty there. Until recently when they announced they were going to do this, it was always empty. You go into that theater and it would only be quarter full. Even the only time it would be really full is if it was a really busy time, there was a cheerleading competitions or spring break or something, and it was a really busy time. You might get it filled up, people wanting to cool off for a while in the heat and stuff like that, take a break. But for the most part, it really wasn't busy. They had shut down the gift store. If you go around behind, if you keep falling past Pizza Rizzo and you go down behind the building and turn right, there was a gift store there. And then there was a little Christmas shop. And then Mama Melrose is back there and stuff. And they closed the gift shop down a while ago. So I'm not surprised they did this. But a lot of people are not happy with it, especially since Monsters Incorporated could have gone over where the launch bay is. It would have made more sense given that you have the Pixar area over that way. But anyway, the one thing that they're doing about the coaster, which I think is actually pretty cool, is they're going to do a vertical lift. So what happens is you're going to get loaded into these cars, which will be the doors, right? They look like doors. And then a thing will come down, what you're attached to, and it's like when you were on the scare floor and they would bring the doors in or they would take them away and they have the grips that would like lift it up, take it away, and they were on the conveyor belts whizzing through like the warehouse vault thing. It's going to come in and it's going to like supposedly lift you up, but it's going to go straight up. So this here is going to go, these ride vehicles you'll be in, you're going to go straight. I'm assuming there'll be a door in between or something or behind you. You will go straight up where this line of track is. And then that line of track will be taken into the ride. So you're literally hanging as if you were on the conveyor belt. It's actually pretty cool. I will give them that. It is a really neat idea. Look, there's little canisters here. So I think you're supposed to be on the scare floor. Is what they're starting you out in by the looks of this layout mock-up. There's a little animatic. If you got to piratesandprincesses.net, I have the link to the TikTok video, or if you got to Disney's TikTok, you'll see it too. But yeah, this would lift you straight up and take a vertical lift, take you into the ride. It's actually pretty neat. I'll give them that one. That one's actually pretty cool. They might win me over on this one a little bit. I still think at least save Muppet Vision somehow. If you could put it someplace else in the park, if you could find another place to put, use the launch bay, put Muppet Vision in the launch bay or something. Just if you could save Muppet Vision, I think people would be a lot less upset. Yeah, I know you're putting the Muppets in Rock and Roller Coaster, but it's not the same. It really isn't the same thing. So there you go. This is what their quote unquote news was. They also brought out Robert Downey Jr., to try to get the audience going. And oh, look, here's a big photo op with all of them. Favreau was there. Robert Downey Jr. was there. DeMauro and company. Oh, they got Kevin Feige there. So everybody was there for like their big moment trying to razzle dazzle. But it was nothing really new. It was just a little bit of information on what we already knew. And I think that's what they're doing. They're just milking what we already know because they're trying to look like they're doing something. But they're not really doing much of anything. They're adding a few new attractions they've been saying they were going to add. But Epic Universe is coming for them. And I think they're sweating it. And they should be because it looks amazing. So anyway, please like and subscribe. And I will talk to you later. Bye.